It's always a fight over who gets the minky, and I got it today.
Well, for the past few weeks, I've always had the minky. It's just been like because it's my blanket, you know?
Well, yeah, but like when I'm over here, I get to use the minky. And so usually, like, I'll come over and like we'll be watching a show or I'll take a nap before, and you're like, okay, you can have the minky, but I get the minky for the podcast. Today, I put my foot down and I got the minky.
I'm surprised Tilly isn't sitting there over there with you.
I think that shows a lot about her attachment issues to you.
Yeah, even though she does like if we're both like on the couch or in my bed watching a show and you have the minky, she usually will sit like right by you
Yeah, kind of.
because she loves the minky.
Yeah. You thinking that you should get her one.
Lily, just don't, don't.
I was gonna say something mean,
Please,
but I'm holding back.
thank you very
Mostly
much.
because we're filming right now.
Mm-hmm.
But if we weren't filming, you know what I would have said. And okay. It is okay. I think we need to start out by telling the listeners about the events of yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
So Tilly, of course, yep, girl, we're talking about you. Tilly, of course, got into M&Ms.
And it is my fault. So I left for a few hours
We
and
don't have to get into the details. Tilly got into M&Ms and she was throwing up. Kendra was freaking out. Everybody in our family said it's okay, she's gonna be okay. But of course, the hypochondriac that Kendra is said she wasn't. So she was like, I have to take her to the ER. Mind you, I had gotten home from work and I was watching the new TV show Overcompensate. I only got 20 minutes into it, so can't really tell you much about it and my feelings. So far, love it. I'm super excited to get more into it. 20 minutes into watching the show, Kendra calls me. She goes, I have to take Tilly to the vet. Like, I was like, okay, like, sounds good. Like, good for you. I'm glad you're doing that for her. I'm sure she'd be okay without going to the vet. But no, she was insistent, and I said, okay. And then she was like, can you come with me?
I wouldn't have asked if I knew you didn't have work today.
I was like a very deep breath, and
I could feel it over the
I
phone.
was trying not to laugh, but I was like, I need to be a good sister right now, but I really don't want to go to the ER right now with Tilly, knowing that she's gonna be okay. Mind you, if I didn't know Tilly was like throwing up or having issues prior to me getting into that car, I would have not thought anything was wrong with her. Got in that car, she was her normal self. I did not see 1 ounce of throw up besides the picture that was on Kendra's phone. I did not see any throw up the whole time, the whole like hour, 2 hours that I was with Tilly total last night. Whatever, they gave her, she was normal at the vet, saying hi to everybody. They gave her fluids and anti-nausea medication, and she has been fine ever since. Was that a waste of a vet visit? I think so. Also, probably a waste of $300. I really think she got in the car and was like, okay, like I'm fine. Like I'm fine now.
Yeah, and I didn't look cute. I
Oh my
was
gosh. She looked horrible. Horrible. Like so bad.
I I was wearing this shirt. I was like cold in my apartment, so I put on this like long sleeve shirt. I'm pretty sure I got dog puke on it. And then I had done a slick back that day and it was like my hair needed to be washed and I had taken out the slick back and then I had done like a smoky eye that day for makeup and you could just tell like
You can tell now still.
yeah,
Actually,
I
like
need
I think you need to put a little bit more micellar water
yeah.
under those eyes. What?
Did you guys hear my
What
stomach?
was that?
I don't know. I've never
Was that a fart?
no. It was my stomach.
Ugh.
Anyways,
She was not looking good at the vet ER.
no. But there was I knew the thing was is there was no one there I was trying to impress. I was worried about my child.
And she was fine.
And she's good. Yeah, so
Whatever. Waste of my time. I could have
we
been.
had fun though.
Did we?
We laughed, we giggled. You made fun of me. We watched Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives.
That's how I knew we were going to be taken care of well in that
Mm-hmm.
establishment, is because when I walked in, they were playing diners, drive-ins, and dives. I know if an establishment is either A, playing diners, drive-ins, and dive, or B, Guy Fieri himself has been to that establishment, I know my time
Yes.
there will be great.
Yes.
There's no one our family loves more than
Guy
Guy Fieri.
Fieri. Yeah.
Specifically our mom. Like, I know every week we get on the topic of our parents somehow, and it's just because they are so entertaining. Um,
They are very funny.
our mom loves Guy Fieri. I mean, our family's always loved like diners, drive-ins, and
Mm-hmm.
dives. Like one of our favorite restaurants in Texas where we get tamales from is like we saw it off on diners, drive-ins, and dives
So
when we
good.
moved to Texas. Like years and years ago, my parents were watching diners, drive-ins, and dives, and they were like watching this place make tamales, and my parents were like, "Oh my gosh, this looks so good!" And they're like, "You're in Richmond, Texas. Come on down." And my parents are like, "That's like right down the road from us." Anyways, we love diners, drive-ins, and dives, but my mom loves
Just Guy Fieri. We also
and
love.
in his um what's the word? Just all of his TV shows because Guys Grocery Games. Mom
Oh,
loves Guys
yeah.
Grocery Games, and I will never forget the time Mom and I were in the grocery store and she was looking for au jus and she could not find the fucking au jus at Kroger in Katy, Texas, and she was like, "Look, we probably went through every single aisle 3 times and she could not find the au jus." And she looked at me and she goes, "I was in Guys Grocery Games right now. I'd be losing so hard right now."
Actually, no, that's not true because Guy's Grocery Game isn't in a real grocery store. It's in a like
But it's pretty similar to a real grocery
there's
store.
only a few aisles though.
No,
Like,
there's not. There's a lot. There's a lot. There's like a whole baby food aisle.
oh, okay. Well, maybe
Obviously, you haven't watched Guys Grocery Games.
it's been a while
No,
since I've
you
watched.
because you don't know what Guys Grocery Games is
I
like
know I
because
watched it.
no, because when Mom was going through a Guys Grocery Games phase,
It was during COVID.
no, you were already in college.
Yep, I remember watching it during COVID. We
Well, you
watched.
don't know it enough, obviously, because they have a baby food aisle. It's a big grocery store. It's like a replica grocery store.
Mm, okay. Well, I do like going to the restaurants that Guy Fieri has been to.
Anytime I go to a restaurant and I see that Guy Fieri poster, I have to take a picture and send it to our parents because I'm like, Guy Fieri has been here. And personally, my favorite restaurant that I've ever been to that Guy Fieri's been to is here in Utah, and it's Arempa's.
Yeah.
Oh, I will never forget the first time that I went to Arempa's drunk and I saw the Guy Fieri poster. I was like, I'm at home right now. And then that night, it so the workers started fighting someone out on the street and I said I'm at home right now. And then a couple visits later to Arempa's there was a shooting outside of it. And I said, I feel really safe because the security guard that guards the door, I trust him with my life right now.
Oh, speaking of security guards, I this was so funny. I went to Swig yesterday and the one down 700 East.
The Sugar
Yeah,
House one.
Sugar House one. And I pull in and there was a line and there was a security guard out. And I was like, what is a security guard needing here at Swig? And it's not even like there's a lobby. And
Yeah.
people were asking, it was a woman security guard. And I was like, that feels very on brand for Swig to have a female.
Security guard.
I mean, I trusted her. She seemed very like competent, like she could fight somebody.
But why did they
I don't know. And I should have asked, but I didn't want to be nosy.
was she just like walking the line?
Yeah, she kind of was directing traffic a little bit, but also was like,
Well, I heard that maybe the reason why she was directing the traffic is because the dry cleaner next door to Swig
oh,
is suing Swig because like they have because like part of like that
oh,
divides the parking lot, Swig has taken over with their 2-lane lines.
oh,
And so like the customers of the dry cleaner place I don't think can like get in or something.
Mm.
So maybe the dry cleaner place hired the security guard. I don't know.
Okay, because I saw her pointing
there-
over at the, so that's probably it.
Or it could be homeless people harassing the little Utah girl workers.
Yeah,
I feel like that could also be it.
There's
Since
probably a
it's
few things,
downtown.
yeah.
Because it's right by Liberty Park. And
oh,
Liberty Park has a lot of homeless people. So I could
Mhm.
so see it being that issue as well.
Anyways, I mean, who needs a dry cleaner when like
Yeah.
I don't need a dry cleaner. I need Swig.
Yeah, but they've been there forever. I mean, I'm kind of with the dry cleaner on that. Like, Swig has taken over Utah enough. They don't need to be taking over every single parking lot.
Well, I do feel like it's the huts that are a little harder to navigate.
What?
Never mind. You know what? I
Well, speaking on Swig, we need to get into Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. New season's out. If you guys don't know, we live in Utah. New season's
We're
out.
not from Utah,
We're not
but
from Utah, but we live in Utah. And on the Swig note, I will the thing that was so crazy to me in this show, and like I get they love Swig, whatever. But if you watched it, there's a scene where Layla, one of the
mhm.
girls, she like is meeting up with her boyfriend to like work out a
Mhm.
fight or something at Swig. And it's crazy because she's like bawling her eyes out in Swig. I said, if I was rehashing my relationship on reality TV in a Swig, I'd shoot myself. Like
Yeah.
like I get it. Like
You don't want to
I
film
mean,
at your
I
home.
think it's really cool because like I feel like in this season we see them like at a lot of like small businesses
Mhm.
in Utah, which I guess is like pretty cool. I think like producers go and like ask like
Mhm.
Utah small businesses like, oh, can we film at your
Mhm.
location? And it gives them like, recognition and like people want to go there. I think it's really cool. I mean, like same with like the bakery place that Demi went to, and her husband were talking about the possibility of him cheating on her. Like things like that. Like they're doing it in these random places. It's cool that they're like giving these like businesses like they're showing, people these
Mhm.
businesses, but it's like I'd rather just do it in my own home.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why we're rehashing our fight at Swig. I don't know why we're talking about the possibility of your husband cheating on you
At a
at a bakery, like at a baking store. Let me
yeah.
let me reiterate. At a baking store so you can buy penis sprinkles to put on your better than sex cake for your Great Mormon Bake Off, for Friendsgiving, for your reality TV show about LDS people. It's just like I fear we've lost the plot a little bit in this show.
No, and that's something that kind of bugs me about watching it because I'm an active Mormon and I do not live a very similar life to them. And I think every time they explain why they do something, they're like, well, in the Mormon religion, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's not that deep. You
I
like to
also
bake.
I also think it's like has to do with the producers because the whole thing is like Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Some of them, I think, a lot of them, it seems like they were all connected to the church at one point. Most of them don't seem like they're pretty active. I think the only people who are really active are like,
Jen and Macy.
yeah, and like kind of Whitney, but it doesn't really seem like
I
it.
actually do think Whitney
I
is.
think maybe not since the show. I think since the show, a lot of them have like
Yeah,
totally, which is like
that's fine.
it's fine. Like I don't, but it's just like every like Macy being like, I don't think the church has any, issues with IVF. I'm like, why does the church have any issues with IVF? Like I don't
Yeah,
know why.
the
And
ketamine
yes,
treatment,
like I
like,
don't know why everything has to be like. I get
yeah,
it. It's Secret Life of Mormon Wives, but at this point, it's like I don't not everything has to be connected back to the church. It's a little
I do
ridiculous.
think the show, and I get the reason why they called it Secret Life of Mormon Wives because it was very like enticing and interesting. But I honestly think something better is like Secret Life of Mom Talk or like Secret Life,
Of Utah Wives or something,
yeah, it
yeah.
just or like Secret Life of Influence Utah influencers, like things like that. Just
I mean, the name of the show is pretty catchy, so like I don't
yeah, I
blame them.
get
It
it.
makes sense, but it's just like the show itself is like a little ridiculous.
And when
Like,
they're like, we're trying to take down the patriarchy, and I'm like, how?
yeah, it's just
With
like
your TikTok dances? Like
yeah,
they're
and
like, we're women supporting women, where we and I'm like, I don't know, I get kind of like heated about that because
they're
they're
not
not.
supporting women. Well, it's like the whole thing with the show is that there is no mom talk. There is no like online community on TikTok. And so it's really now just about the TV show. They're making content
Yes.
for the TV show. So it's like they have to call it something. They have
Yeah.
to call it mom talk. They have to make a point of like we're supporting each other. No, you're actually just making a reality TV show and you're just trying not to like break the fourth
But
wall
they
of
do
things.
break the
But
fourth.
which is like fine. There's
No, I
nothing wrong.
actually like that they break the fourth
Yeah.
wall because most reality TV shows like Dance Moms, they can't break the fourth wall. I do think it's interesting that
they talk about contracts and stuff
Yeah.
like that on the TV show and who can make the most money and it like
And
that's
filming and stuff.
yes, and
Yeah.
there's and I do like that, but it's just funny because like the drama that they're
Mm-hmm.
creating and the points that they're making, the conversation that they're having is all around mom talk. When mom talk is Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Like,
Yes.
and I think it wasn't as apparent in the first season, but in the second season, like you can really tell, like, there is no mom talk. It's Secret Lives of Mormon
Yeah.
Wives. And that's what this is all
And like
about.
Whitney and Miranda are like, I hope we can come back. I'm like, you're there.
You're there. This is mom talk, actually. Like, you have to be
Yeah.
there because you have a contract to fill. Like, no one's gonna kick you out. Like Demi and Jesse or whoever, they're not kicking you out because you actually are signed to film right now. So I mean, yes, it's just creating drama and like making a TV show, but it's just like it's a little ridiculous because you can tell how produced it is and
Yes.
how much like the producers play, like you can tell like they're telling
Yes.
them what to say and they're the ones creating the storylines. Like I'm sure Layla does not have any issues with her boyfriend. It's just like creating a storyline for
Yeah.
her.
She does feel like a producer plant because she'll uh, especially the stuff with like Taylor and everything.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just I also think it's cuz she's a lot younger than them.
Younger.
She's only 23. I mean, but Michaela's like 24, 25.
Yeah. And she's like I have mixed feelings about Michaela. Like
I do too. Like I think she's been through a lot and
yeah.
I think she's much more present this season with her voice, but
Mhm.
I do think she can be a little
It's a
petty.
little too much. And I
Yeah.
think it's really just so that she can have a storyline. But I saw someone say that they were like, I think Michaela sees Whitney as her like mom. And like that's why she's taking out all of her anger on her. And I'm like, I could totally see that.
Yeah, I guess like Whitney for me, last season I really didn't like her. And I saw something online where someone's like, she just needs a new group of friends. This group of friends is not for her. And I
Mm-hmm.
totally agree because I do think she is so different than all of
I
them.
agree.
And I just like, and just everything, like her hair, how she dresses, like all
Yeah.
that. She's just different. And that's the other thing is that these people they knew each other before the show and some of them were friends, but they were casted on the show. So they're really
Exactly.
not friends, they're coworkers.
Well, and so you can kind of see that because, and I think it's like developed a little bit more since like filming and stuff,
Mhm.
but you can see it with like Macy and Michaela. Like they were genuinely friends before, and same with like Taylor, like those three, they
Yeah.
were friends.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a reason why Jen doesn't get along with all of them. It's because Jen wasn't in
She
that
was- yeah.
original group
Yeah.
like back in 2021 when like it was actually like, Taylor Frankie Paul like when it was actually mom talk when
Yeah.
mom talk was actually a thing. And like I think Demi kind of came in towards the end of that like
Yeah.
when the swinging scandal came out, but like Jessie like she was
Yeah.
never a part of that. They casted her because um she had a really big following in
Mhm.
Utah and she had this really big business. Like it makes sense why they cast her. And like same with Jen. Like Jen talks about how like her agent was like, you should audition for this show. She was
Mhm.
never friends with any of them.
Yeah.
And it's like you can tell. Like you can tell that like they don't get along for a reason. And there's a reason why Demi doesn't get along with any of them because she wasn't really friends with any of them. And she's doing it for the show and for the money. I really don't like her.
Okay, so everyone loved her last season, and I didn't. I was like, she's a little bit of a pot stirrer,
Yeah.
and she's trying to be. Have a sip of that.
No.
Rude. And this season, I think her true colors that I think a lot of people have always seen are kind of showing and how she treats people. Like, but I will say this: I am Team Jen, and I don't like to say team.
Okay, I don't have an issue with Jen, but she definitely has some issues. Like I think she has some issues with like lying and like I think she has a little bit of like a warped sense of like reality
I
with
think
some
I
things.
know people like her. She definitely has a warped sense of reality. I do think a little bit goes into she's trying to protect her relationship with Zach because
Yes.
they're all not attacking, but they're like, leave him, do this,
Yeah.
do this. You're in a bad spot here. And she's trying to fix her marriage.
Right.
And they're kind of coming because you heard the snarky comments that they're making.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, just let them be. Let them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and clearly also, I'm Team Zach this season. Who would have thought
No, he is like the only voice of reason in this TV show.
Yes, because
Like, and I think that's just like who he is, but him being like, so like actually what is mom talk? How are you? Because you guys aren't supporting each other. Like,
yeah,
I actually really appreciate him and like the points that he's making. I also have been loving his TikToks personally.
yes, we're
I think like he's definitely had his redemption arc, which is great.
mm-hmm.
And
Shows that people can change.
exactly. And I mean, I will say his confessionals. I hate the t-shirt that he's wearing in his confessionals. Zach, like if you're listening to this, know that like next season, please get a better like outfit for your confessionals because I didn't love that
Lily can
one.
style you if you. She is a stylist.
But like I really appreciated him this season and I really like their relationship and it shows that they've grown and
Mhm.
I really hope that we get to see them more. I know she like obviously went through so much in
Yeah.
literally in the middle of filming this season. And so I don't think any of those girls were supporting her, which is
No,
what's so
except for
sad.
Whitney.
Except for Whitney, which is so surprising, but it kind of seems like Whitney has now switched up.
Yeah,
And it just like cuz she seems like she's besties with Demi and I don't know how all of that is going to play
I'm very
out, but like
interested.
I know we haven't even finished it. We still have three
Yeah, it's been a lot.
2.5 episodes. There's 10 episodes. They're like 50-minute episodes. It's a lot, and like you can only really take so much because these girls are insane, and there's so much unnecessary drama.
Yes.
I'm just like, oh my gosh, like it's just a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I do feel really bad for like Jen and like the lack of support from everybody. And I
Yeah.
think that really just goes to show that like some of them are genuinely not friends.
Yes.
And like and it's like, no, you guys actually aren't supporting each other.
Mhm.
Like you aren't being girls. None of you are.
No, they're all kind of mean girls.
They're all mean girls. The only one that I think I is like a genuine person is Macy. I think she's the only one that like
Yeah.
isn't a mean girl because like I feel like
She's pretty neutral ground.
she's pretty neutral
Yeah.
and like it doesn't really seem like she takes sides, which I really appreciate. Like personally, I know they're always talking about like who's the leader of Montauk, blah 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 blah. I like Taylor Free Paul, yes, because like she started it. But also Macy. Like I think
Yeah.
she's like really the voice of reason. Besides the husbands, Macy is the voice of reason. But the husbands, like, can we talk about Whitney's husband Connor? I
Yeah.
didn't love him in the first season, but he's growing on me.
Yes, well,
And like that speech that he gave at like the Friendsgiving was so sweet. And I
Mhm.
think it really does go to show like him being like people can change their like
yeah.
relationships can evolve. And I think that is like really like I think that's more of a like a present theme in this show because like look
Mhm.
at Jen and Zach and then also
Yeah.
it's like look at Dakota and Taylor.
I hope the best for them.
I hope the best for them. It's a sticky situation. I think that the issue with the two of them is that they're so much alike and
Mhm.
that clashes when people are like have
Too
very
alike.
similar personalities and like everything it clashes and I think that's their biggest issue. And so I don't know. It seemed like they were fine, but then I saw something because I'm just so excuse me, the carbonation from my drink is like making me burp. I saw like they got along when they went to Stagecoach and like they both posted each other. But then I don't know what happened, but Dakota like removed his caption in the pictures involving Taylor, and then Taylor completely deleted the Stagecoach post that involved Dakota. So I think they're fine. Now they might not be. Who knows?
I hope they both work. I think they just, like they said, they just both need to work on themselves.
Yeah.
And whether that means they don't need to be together or they maybe can one day.
I
hope the
also don't
best.
think like them figuring out their relationship on a reality TV show
No.
is like what's best. Like I mean, like look at Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick. Like their whole relationship was on a reality TV show, and now they're not together.
Yeah, that's so true. I didn't
And
think
so I
about
just
that.
like don't like with like Jen and Zach. It's like they kind of got to handle the relationship like outside of the show. Like they
Mhm.
were pretty much like you could tell like in that first episode when he like came over to
Mhm.
like apologize. You could tell like first of all that bouquet of flowers do better. That store-bought bouquet of flowers that he brought over. The poppy was sweet, but the store-bought bouquet.
If a guy brought me flowers from the store, I would.
Okay.
I bet you they were from Trader Joe's.
No, they were like carnations. So it wasn't even like it was like a full like bouquet. Like they were carnations. So it's like thought that counts with like you're going to win over your wife.
Mhm.
Like you better come with a full on like nice ass bouquet wrapped in the like the brown paper with a ribbon on it.
I want an arrangement.
An arrangement, yes, thank you.
Go support.
Not store-bought carnations from Smith's. Come on.
I mean,
anyways, I'm just saying, like, you could tell that they already worked through their issues before the filming.
I just like them. They make sense together.
They make so much sense.
He's very sweet to her when he's like, honey, sweetie. And I'm like, aw, like, that's so...
What was crazy to me was him putting deodorant on a 1-year-old.
I think he was joking around. Like,
I don't know, but it seems serious.
Okay, no, it's like Dad, when Noah was little, Dad would put aftershave on him. I think it's literally that, because kids want to do what you're doing, and they're going to see you. Maybe they all put on a lot of deodorant in there.
What was, like, funny is that it was, like, a travel-size deodorant, so it looked like a deodorant for, like, a little kid. I don't know. But I'm like, she's 1.
She's 2.
I don't... Oh, maybe.
It's just cute. I just thought it was funny. Everyone, like...
My biggest thing with all of them, though, the men, whatever. The girls, they need stylists.
They need to get color analyzed.
Well,
I've been saying this for a long time.
It's not even on the show, but like the events that they go to, I'm like, oh, it was not the premiere for Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, but like that Hulu event that was like probably a month ago. I like the Dancing with the Stars cast was there. That's when they announced like Robert Irwin, like Swig was there. Like I don't know where it was, but they were all there, and it literally looked like every single one of them were at a different event.
Yeah.
And it's like, and not that they all have to look the same, but it's like, I don't know. It was weird.
You know whose style I do like? Whose? I think my top 2 favorite styles is going to be Jen. And
I love Jen's style.
Jen's style, because it's so not Utah.
Yeah.
It's just like fun and spunky, because she's like on the shorter end.
Yeah, I love her style. Like, even though it was a little see-through, Mom would have a heart attack if she saw what she wore to the premiere. The blue dress, like, off the shoulders. It was the knitted. It was so cute, but, like, you could see her sticky boobs.
That's fine.
Which is fine, but she looked great.
Her boobs are great, and you can tell they're real, too.
Real, yeah.
I don't know. I could be wrong. She could have had a boob job, and if she did, they still look great.
Yeah, but anyways, she's the other person that you
I actually kind of like, even though it's, like, Utah, but it has, like, a classy look to it, is Macy.
Yeah, I think she's just like your typical Utah girl.
Yeah.
I actually really like Miranda.
Oh.
I'm a little disappointed because it was like the first couple episodes she was there and it was great and I loved her storyline. Now she's just like kind of there, and I don't know, we saw a couple more episodes, but it doesn't seem like, but she's just so sweet. I really like her, and I hope like her and Taylor can like mend their friendship, because I just really liked her, like her style. I hope like she's cute style. We can see more of her like next season. I just really liked her. I think everybody being like, why does she want to come on? Even people online were like, what is she doing here? I'm like, do you guys not realize like what a reality TV show is? Obviously they're going to bring someone else on.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're adding to the storyline. These girls are only so interesting and only have so much going on in their lives that they have to like bring other people on.
Yeah. Well, and I just think that like what I was going to say. I just think she was really nice in how they put her. She was very nice to Jen and to Whitney, like everybody, and she just.
And I think with that, like with Miranda and her storyline, and like Whitney coming back to Mom Talk and all this crap, like I really appreciate Taylor Frankie Paul and like her opinion and like. And how she feels about all these girls. Like, she is genuinely, like, so nice to all of them. Yeah. And just, like, you can tell, I don't think, like, the fame really gets to her head.
No.
And she's very genuine.
And I do like, because everyone's like, she's the leader of Mom Talk. And technically she is, because she did really create that. It wouldn't be without
like,
her.
Like, before the swinging scandal, that's the thing. Yeah. Like, I feel like everybody's like, we have this opportunity because of the swinging scandal with Taylor. I'm like, no, like, she was, like, the face of it. It was like it was Taylor, Miranda, and Camilla?
I don't remember.
The other blonde girl that looks exactly like Miranda. I think her name's Camille or Camilla. That could be so wrong.
Yeah. But she doesn't act like the leader. Like when they're like, oh, we have to bat it. I'm like, she's never said that. She's just expressing her feelings.
She's just like very real. I will say she can be a little impulsive with like the things that she posts and the things that she says. I think it has a lot to do with her past like situation with everything, and she probably has to work on herself a lot. But I think she is genuinely a nice girl, and like I will say she isn't really like a mean girl. Like she stands up for herself and she speaks the truth of things, and that's like great because like I think with someone like Demi or Jesse, it's like they're like projecting onto other people their like issues with themselves.
I will say, I think what I like, and this is probably a little bit more producer focused because I could never film my therapy session for the world to see.
Yeah.
But and you don't really see that with Jen. You see the ketamine treatment.
Yeah.
But like Dakota and Taylor going to couples counseling,
Michaela.
and I'm like, I really do like seeing people trying to work on, like, clearly they know that they have to work on themselves. They have past issues and they're not perfect people, and that's okay. And I think that's what makes the show like a little bit more interesting, I will say. And I think a little bit more realistic, even though I can never relate to any of these women personally. I do like how there is like a little bit more of a level of relatability comparative to like the Real Housewives and stuff like that.
It's like you can tell that like some of them are just like genuine people living genuine lives, because like even though yes that all of them have had some type of platform and been like on social media for a while, it's like I think the only one that has like, you know, like this crazy like house, like really nice house and lives like really nicely is like Jessie.
That's because
she's had her own business for a while. But like if you look at like all their houses, like they're nice.
But they're very Utah houses.
They're very Utah houses, and it's not like it's anything that you wouldn't see from like one of your own like friends. Like I look at like Demi's house or like Taylor's house, and it's like very similar to like the house that you lived in when you lived in Lehigh.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's just like it's just like a town. It's like a Utah townhome.
No, that's a the townhome is when they're like connected. It would be just a regular house, but they're very I know what you're saying. But yeah, I think it's like maybe a little bit bigger and just a little nicer than one of the houses that I lived in.
And I also think it's all like a lot of their houses are like what's designed and staged by like professional people.
Okay, I want to talk about two things. First, Friendsgiving, and second, the husbands. First with Friends, and they kind of coincide. Friendsgiving, when they was like, I have a party planner, and I was like, that is not what Friendsgiving is about, okay?
Yeah.
Like and I don't
like they had like a catered dinner.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like, that's cute, and that's fine to have
it's
that.
Just like funny.
I was like, that's just not what Friendsgiving is about. It's everyone coming with their own things.
Which I guess they kind of did that with like the bake off and everything, but yeah.
Well, and that's probably too with her. I think there's some people who they don't want to film in their home, and that's I totally respect that, and I think because she doesn't show like her kids or anything, and I really respect.
I think that also has a lot to do with like the fact that she has like an ex-husband and everything, and like you see that with like Taylor, Frankie Paul, like,
and then I do really love all the husbands.
Oh my gosh, I think they truly are the voice of reason in this TV show.
I think they're just so funny. I mean, I think seeing more of their personality this season, and you really the main ones are Dakota, when he was more prevalent in the last season, but Dakota, Zach, and then Brett, I feel like a little bit more. The other, like, Jordan, take accountability.
Take accountability. That was crazy. The Halloween episode killed me. Miranda in her claws was so funny.
Her boyfriend is so cute.
Yeah.
His little mini mullet.
Yeah. Well, no, like, also, like, Demi, like, just, like, over exaggerating Chase, like, where's Brett? Like, literally he poked her, which I get it. Like, there's no need for that, but being like, he laid his hands on me, and then Brett running in his skinny jeans and like the bow tie for the Chippendales, and then Jordan coming in for take accountability.
There had to be something that they cut.
For him saying take accountability. Like, why did he get so upset? Take accountability.
And I will say, I am Team Jen and Zach on the Chippendale situation because
oh my gosh. Well, Demi and Jesse being like, we gave Jen a warning. You did not say your husbands would be air humping her in a chair. Like, no, you did not give her a warning.
And they said that, like, we didn't tell her, but it was still a surprise. And that's still not cool.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like, obviously you're not her friend because you know this is like an issue in their relationship that they are currently trying to work through, and you are just not making
Well,
it
and they're
any
like,
better.
we're gonna test Zach. I'm like, that's not
No,
that's not. And
yeah.
he came to you and apologized. Like, he's like, I want to talk.
Oh,
I want to
there,
apologize.
yeah, I don't know. I don't
That
like
was
Demi and Jesse, and I know they're not friends anymore, and I think it was mostly because
Demi.
Demi, like, was like, I'll kick Jesse off the show, which, again, like, you are not a nice person.
That is crazy. And I do think, like they said, like Demi has like is kind of power hungry, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's an exciting thing, and whatever. And I do think like knowing that you were a quote unquote like fan favorite. Everyone did really like her. I didn't see it because I was
Well,
like,
I don't think anybody likes her anymore.
No. And I think it got to her head.
I think so. There's a few people that I feel like are very neutral. So, because there's like that scale of like good neutral, chaotic neutral, like evil, like, and I think the people that are the most neutral is probably first it's gonna be Macy, and then it's gonna be it used to be Michaela, but now I feel like she has kind of gotten her own thing. I actually think that Jessie is a little bit more on neutral ground.
I think so too. It's like, I think especially now that she isn't as connected to Demi anymore, I think she is definitely more like neutral in that sense. And
Layla. But
yeah,
I think she's easily swayed.
I think she's easily swayed, and I also think she's a producer play, and they're kind of like whispering in her ear, telling her what to do and who to follow. But we've been talking about this for like 30 minutes now.
I apologize. This was just
But it has consumed our weekend, and it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
But I will say the craziest thing in this TV show was Dakota being like, yeah, we made out. We dry humped. Oh my gosh, if I was that young woman, what was her name?
Jenna.
And my like ex situationship said we dry humped on reality TV. Oh, that like the whole world is watching. Oh my god, I would be so embarrassed.
I'd have to move.
Dry hump. Look at it, how he said it. We dry humped. We dry humped. Ew! Oh my gosh, ew.
Oh, gross.
Like, you might as well been like, we durfed.
No, that is different.
Okay.
Anyway, well, Durfeed is considered like soaking. I'm surprised they haven't talked about soaking on that show.
Honestly, yeah. Well, it's like they're all married. They don't need soaking.
Well, I wonder if any of them soaked before,
That's
like,
the real question. Maybe they were
next
like,
truth box. I want everyone to ask.
Yeah, the truth box thing is also crazy.
It's a producer plan.
The whole show is insane, and the thing is, like, I want to say it's great reality TV, but the thing is, it really isn't even that good reality TV. It's just like the first episode I was a little scared because the first scene of like scene of the first episode where they were at like the cowboy pillow event, I was like, the editing on it was horrible. Like, it was horrible.
They don't actually, the editing isn't great because sometimes I'm like, wait,
it's gotten better over like over the episodes. With the first like scene of the first episode, I was like, oh, is this how it's gonna be? Because I didn't really watch the first season that much.
Yeah. Sometimes I think I would make a really good reality TV producer because like learning more about what they do and how they like form these relationships with people and they ask questions and they poke and they prod. I'd be great at that because I'm always wanting to know like info, like I'm a little bit of a gossiper, but then I think of like the morality of it where like there's a lot of issues where you're really playing with people's like head mentally. So I wouldn't.
I feel like Jessie is like, honestly, out of all of them, probably the best for reality TV because she like is really good about like poking and prodding and like creating scenes to make good reality TV.
She knows what she's doing.
She knows what she's doing. And it's interesting because I feel like her and Michaela popped the most up on my For You page, and I enjoyed like their content out of the show the most because Jessie, she's always getting plastic surgery. And I love her Dutch Rose runs. And I also just think she's pretty real, like off. Like I like her and Jordan's relationship, except what's going on with the whole Vanderpump Villa and the Marciano.
Maybe we need to watch.
No, I don't think I saw much of it. But I'm confused. Did Demi hook up with him? Did Jessie hook up with him? Did he allegedly he assaulted her? I don't know. It's like the whole thing is a little crazy. And like even in the show, like it's like they're alluding to it in the show,
Yeah.
but it's like they're waiting for the bomb to be dropped. And like I think Demi and Brett cheat on each other. Let's be honest.
I hope I don't get a cease and desist from saying this.
Yeah. Oh, don't come for me, Demi.
I just, maybe, because I just thought, like, sometimes when he was on camera and they would talk about it, he seemed very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I've seen people talk about this online, and he might just not be comfortable being in front of TV in camera.
But I don't think it's that, because in other scenes he's fine. I think it's like, oh, like you can tell he's like guilty.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting.
I can't believe we've talked about this for as
like,
long as
over 30 minutes. Yeah.
I think we need to move on.
I think we need to move on. This whole episode's about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, but
this is a dedicated podcast for Secret Life of Mormon Wives. If any of you are listening and want to come on, we'd happily take you on.
Oh my gosh, we'd happily take you on.
We would. Zach,
we live in Salt Lake.
We live in Salt Lake. We don't have to do it here in this bedroom. We can go to like a professional location. But I think my top out of everyone would be Zach.
Oh my god, like Zach, come on.
Zach and Jen.
Zach and Jen come on the pod. I hope one of them go on Dancing with the Stars this. Like,
I think Jen would kill on
I
this.
think she would.
She's just about to have a baby, but I think she's Superwoman. Like, she's a woman warrior. She could do it.
Yeah. Anyways, we need...
Sorry.
We need to move on.
Anyways, okay. Anything else? I'm trying to think.
Well, okay, so I was gonna bring a surprise this week. If you guys listen to our, I think it was included in our first episode.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was our test episode. So it was in our trailer. I have a harmonica, and
I gave her for her birthday.
I finally have had time to practice, and I'm glad I actually didn't bring it, so then I can work on my song a little bit more. But next week, if I remember my harmonica, I'm gonna play for everybody. But I like sent a video to my parents. I wanted to surprise Kendra that I learned
because I gave you the harmonica.
Well, yeah, and I said I was gonna learn it. Anyway, so I sent a picture to a video to my parents of like when I learned the song all the way through, and they were very proud.
Especially Dad.
Yes. And like I was talking to my dad about it, and my dad was like, "Oh, like you should learn a Bob Dylan song." So I can play the guitar and you can play. Sorry, I'm like getting really warm. So I can play the guitar and you can play the harmonica. And I'm like, okay, like what Bob Dylan song? It was like a Rolling Stone, which I listened, and the harmonica part is very few and far between like a Rolling Stone, but
Dad
it's
wants
okay.
the spotlight.
Dad wants the spotlight with his guitar. And so I was like, okay, like, yeah, I'll learn it. And then Dad goes on to say, like, you know, if it's something that you're really interested in doing, like, you should, like, look into taking classes, harmonica classes, and, like, get the fundamentals. And I'm like, okay, like, yeah, harmonica classes. Well, and I'm like, first of all, I don't have the time or money for that. But I don't want to know who's teaching those harmonica classes.
That
gentleman, I don't want to meet him.
You know that he is balding, but still has a ponytail.
Yes, and I don't want to have to go to his home, because you know it'd be in his home.
In his basement.
So I don't think harmonica classes are in the books for me, because I don't want to know who's teaching those classes, but I think it's just like a learn from home situation.
Yeah, YouTube it.
Well, that's what I did for my first song.
That's really good. I'm proud of you. I've been thinking, but this is coming back to my impulsive buying decisions. But this is what I've been thinking about for about a year is buying, because I used to play piano when I was like younger.
Yeah.
And get just like a little keyboard off of Facebook Marketplace, just put it in here and kind of like learn some songs. I think it would be fun because I used to do the ukulele and I really liked that. And I love music. And I was actually pretty good at piano for someone who never practiced. Like, I remember my teacher was like, you never practice, but you're really good. And I wish I would have stuck with it a little bit more because I did like it. And then my senior year of high school, I took keyboarding, and that was the funnest class I took, one of the funnest classes I took.
Yeah.
And it's just fun. It's just fun. Like, I know how to play a few things. And so I was like, if you can just YouTube it, it's pretty easy, like, to do tutorials and stuff. And
yeah, I mean, that's how Dad learned how to play the guitar.
Yeah.
The guitar.
So
But she doesn't play anymore.
I think he's going to get back to it soon.
Yeah.
I feel it. Well, he's been motorcycling, so.
Yeah, he's been on his motorcycle journey.
era that's lasted about almost 4 years. Because he got one.
Oh my god, yeah. No, oh my god, yeah. It was like 4 years ago, like this summer.
I will always remember. So that summer, it was like a big summer. I graduated college and started my first job. Noah was going on his mission. You were working and you were going into your junior year, and then Dad got his motorcycle, and so Mom made a big post. A lot of changes happening around here.
Well, I remember when he got his motorcycle, we that was when I had my boyfriend.
Oh yes.
And we were all over between Bachelor in Paradise or whatever, and Dad came home with his motorcycle and it was like such a big deal.
Yeah. And I remember Mom came in, I was working, and I was staying with you guys for about a month after I graduated, and she came in, I was working, and she shows me this photo of Dad. She goes, "You can't tell me he's not hot." I'm like, "He's my father, and I don't know." Like, I'm happy you're attracted to him, but that's weird.
Yeah, he's been on his motorcycle era, and now Mom has her motorcycle, but she hasn't been able to ride because she did break her collarbone. Every person I tell about that, they're like, "Are you kidding me?" What was so funny to me was how proud she was when we were in Alaska, because like she had just gotten surgery on her collarbone, and she was in her sling and everything, and all of her family was like, "Stephanie, what happened?" And she was like, "Oh, like I broke my collarbone on my motorcycle." And like she hasn't even been riding her motorcycle for a year. It's like a new thing for her.
Yeah.
And
but
so,
she loves it.
But she loves it. And so everybody was like, "Oh, like you have a motorcycle?" What? So then obviously like she had to show she showed every single person a picture of her motorcycle. Like I turned every time Mom's mom has her phone out showing her motorcycle, and I thought it was just like the funniest thing. She was so proud of herself.
So proud.
And it was just like so cute. And I said something, I was like, "Mom, like you're so funny, like you're showing everybody your motorcycle." She goes, "What, were people making fun of me?" I'm like, "No, Mom."
They were genuinely shocked.
Yeah, like they thought it was cool. It was just cute because she was like so proud of her motorcycle, and I could not believe it. It was just so funny. It's just funny, they're a bunch of dorks.
They really are, but they're fun. They're fun people. I like those. As I get older, I never was like ever embarrassed by my parents. Were you?
Yeah, no.
I was like, they're fun.
Well, I feel like they were like genuinely likable people.
Yes.
Like there's some people's like parents where I'm like, I don't know if I'm a fan of it. Well, and also I think for our mom and dad, I was thinking about this, like they loved our friends, and like it's like it was almost like Mom was like offended, like if your friends like didn't talk to you.
Oh no, she said, "I want your friends to talk to me. I want to get to know them."
Yeah.
And I feel like your friends did that more than my friends.
Yeah.
I think a lot of my friends were like scared of my parents.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no reason to. They were like super chill and fun.
Yeah.
I had a lot of like my friends that were girls, they really would talk and chat with my mom when it would come over, but it was the boys that would be afraid of my mom and dad, and I get that. But then when they got older, they're like, "Oh no, your parents are super cool. I like your parents." And
well, it was like my friends, like when I like became
friends with the boys,
like all like my bigger friend group, like in my like junior and senior year of high school, like I'll never forget like my friend Zendon, like we were having like. And it was at the end of the junior year, and we were having, like, a little, like, party with all our friends at our house. Because, like, somehow it was, like, my house that got, like...
Everyone loves coming to our house.
Yeah, it was, like, I don't know how my house came to be, but, like, that was, like, where everybody came over. And so it was, like, a couple of us, like, Zendon brought his fire pit, and we were, like, setting it up and everything. And, like, Mom, like, sat out with Zendon for, like, 20 minutes, and they were talking about, like, paralegal stuff, because Zendon was gonna be a cop, and it's just so funny. Like, Mom, if like you get in a conversation with Mom, like she'll hold you there forever.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It's so funny. Like she just like loves to talk to people. Like I fear for our future spouses because like they like it has to be someone Mom and Dad likes, and I think it's pretty hard for Mom and Dad not to like someone.
They have to be a complete dick to.
Yeah, or just like really shy or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
I think it's shy. I remember one time, one of my friends came over. He was my tutor, and he stayed over for dinner. And my mom's like, he's so quiet.
Yeah,
and also he was too picky of an eater. That was also a difficult one.
Yeah, it's just like if to have like a relationship with us, you have to have a relationship with our parents.
Which I think they'll be pretty chill in-laws. Like I don't think like Mom isn't gonna be somebody. I don't know how she's gonna be with Noah's. I think she'll just be happy that Noah is getting a wife.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think at this point,
They'd be happy with anybody. If it means grandchildren.
I do fear though, because I do feel like, you know, we've talked about this mom and loves to give people the benefit of the doubt. I feel like if I was ever to call her and be like, oh yeah, we got in this fight, or like something,
She would take their side.
She would take their side.
I also fear like the next one of us to like get in a serious relationship, if it doesn't work out, oh my god, I'm afraid for what would happen.
That's a rom-com book or a rom-com waiting to happen.
Yeah.
I do love how like accepting and mom and dad are, and how they just like bring people in with open arms. I think that is actually kind of rare with, especially I think within the Mormon community.
Yeah.
Like you had a lot of friends that struggled, and people at church didn't give them the time of day because they were considered bad kids, and mom and dad were never like that.
For sure.
And I really do love that about mom and dad, is they don't it's not that they don't judge, is they just like they're like, as long as you're coming into our home and you're being good and respectful, it doesn't matter what you've done. And I think because they just like, they are not in that culture. They grew up in Alaska. They have...
Well, it's like mom didn't even grow up like that. And so it's just like, they're very accepting people. It's hard to not get along with our mom and dad. Like, they get along with most people.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I know they're waiting for the day for one of us to...
I know they really want... I know, and so that's something I do too. When I'm like, I'll go on dates with guys, I'm like, I don't think my parents would like this person. I don't think this person would gel with my family.
That's not something you need to like.
No, I just think about
it. It's like if you like that person.
Well, that's the other thing. I was like, it's not like the main thing. I was like, oh, I don't think you gel with my family, but I like think like I don't really like this person, and I don't think you gel with my family, and
I don't think you would gel with my family.
Okay, Lily.
What does that mean?
Meaning like they get along, like they're the.
I've never heard someone say it.
Yeah, gel. You
gel.
You gel with them. Yes. You've never heard that?
I think you're making
that up. That is something that I've heard so many people say. But like, think about it. If I dated somebody that you didn't like and got along with, that wouldn't be good. Sometimes I used to think, I'm like, I don't think it's going to matter for mom and dad about who I date. It's Lily.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I'm like harder to get. Like, and Noah.
No, I actually think Noah will be chill because he doesn't have a brother.
Yeah.
He'll just want somebody. I mean, it's gonna be hard because I'm not gonna date somebody who's into anime. So.
Yeah, you never know.
No.
You never know.
No. Anyways.
Well, this evening we're going to see Thunderbolts.
Very excited.
I'm
personally excited to see David Harbour, who I always have had a crush on. Like he, to me, like season 2 and 3, season 3 specifically of Stranger Things is when I was like, he's kind of hot. Like he has his dad bod and the khaki pants and the mustache, but I just like David Harbour.
Yeah, he's funny.
And Lewis Pullman.
Well, I'm so excited for Florence Pugh.
And
my girl.
Yes. Florence Pugh.
Well, and Sebastian Stan. Hello.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about Sebastian
Stan. Hello.
He doesn't like.
Love
that man lives rent free in my brain. Like,
love that young man.
He did this play, and I might have to send this to you. I think I have, where he played this like farmhand, and there's a scene where he has literally no shirt and he's supposed to be sweaty. I think about that a lot. And he's like carrying wood. Okay, I've been kind of craving McDonald's, and I know that I've been craving like a little McDonald's cheeseburger.
Okay, hear me.
No, Wendy's nuts going in your mouth.
No, what you just said? Wendy's nuts go in your mouth? What? Wendy's nuts go in your mouth.
No, I heard you.
You've never heard that? Wendy's nuts go in your mouth?
Because at first I was like, did you say nuts or nuggets?
No, Wendy's nuggets? That sounds so good.
No, I saw this girl on TikTok eating McDonald's in Italy, and she pulled out a cheeseburger, and I was like, oh, that sounds good.
Okay. Wendy's, I fear, is better than McDonald's.
I'm just
their
like,
fries,
I am just craving it.
their nuggets.
I'm just, Lily, I am craving McDonald's and their fries. I'm sorry. I'm going to put my foot down.
I'm gonna put my foot down.
Okay, well, you can get you Wendy's and I'll get
I
me.
was the one who suggested getting food.
That's just a given, Lily.
Okay, but we also have to see how many people are in the theater, because if there's a lot of people in the theater, I don't want to bring food in.
How do we... Oh, we can, like, look. I doubt there's going to be a lot of people. It's been out for 2 weeks.
Oh, that's true. But just, like, you know. Because, like, there's nothing worse than pulling out your food and sneaking up your theater. Like, I will never forget when we went to go see...
one of them days,
and it was, like, low-key a crowded theater. We brought in Taco Bell, and and the rows were so close to each other, and, like, I was like... I can't believe we're doing this. And then when we went to go see Warfare and the Cherry Turnovers from Arby's.
Really, that's the last movie we've seen.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I will say a movie theater hates to see us coming because
gosh.
we're there in our PJs. We're bringing blankets. We talked about our movie theater experience, but like we should...
I can't wait for some popcorn. I've been eating like crap the past few days.
Tomorrow,
like reset.
we'll keep each other accountable.
Yeah, reset. Like
Reset. Even Tilly's confused.
Yeah, like I don't think you should have said that actually. Was that her stomach?
No, she burped.
Oh.
Did you burp?
And fix your ear, honey.
She's such a sweet, good girl.
She's okay.
I heard you, Lily, as you were leaving to go get Dutch Bros. You're like, I love you, Tilly. So stop acting like you don't like her.
She's okay.
Don't listen to her, Tilly.
Okay, well, we're gonna get Wendy's. We're gonna go see Thunderbolts this evening, and that's
the plan.
That's the plan. We'll let you guys know next week how Thunderbolts is. And hopefully next week we'll also finish Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Don't know if we'd be done with overcompensating by then.
Yeah. Because we're both watching it, but we're watching it separately.
And I wanted to be my after work show. And then the other two movies that we are wanting to watch at home is
Hell of a
Summer and Sacramento. I don't think all those are going to be done by next week's episode, but we're going to work on it. So just expect reviews for those soon.
And if you're like, you guys should watch this and we want to see a review, let us know. We'd be
comment down below.
I think we've really... At first, this was just like two sisters hanging out talking, but I think this has really become like a pop culture, just whatever we're viewing, which we just view a lot of movies.
Whatever we're consuming at the moment,
you're gonna hear about it.
You're gonna hear about it.
And yeah, so, and I also want to say, one day we will film where we actually like dress up and look cute. No?
Says who?
Me! I'm tired of looking like crap on these.
No, we're laying in a bed. Why would you want to get dressed cute, full glam, to sit in a bed?
I'm not saying full glam. We just look a little cuter than we do. Like, maybe put some makeup on. Have, like, maybe...
Speak for yourself.
Anyways.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, I gotta get my lip waxed, so...
I'm not doing it.
You said you would.
I never said that.
No, I said at D's
D's nuts.
Hey, you made fun of me yesterday for saying that.
Wendy's nuts go in your mouth.
When we were at D's restaurant, and I was like, you're like, you need to get your lip waxed, and I was like, yeah, we can do it today. I'm like,
you said maybe you could help
and you're
me.
like, yeah.
You said maybe.
Would you help me?
I'm not giving any promises.
Okay, goodbye.
At the moment. Okay, bye guys. See you next week.